finally got Abigail to calm down for the video. In what ways have mommy and daddy impacted your life the most? For me, the most impactful thing is the way you guys imprinted and instilled the Word of God in our lives over all the years with 10 Commandments weekly and memorizing Bible verses monthly and reading Bible reports and not letting us plagiarize and report the same thing over. Just everything regarding the Word of God, you kind of, in a way, as kids, you enabled it to be in our lives. And that's kind of stuck with all of us, whether we want it or not, which is a very beneficial thing in our lives. And then also different books that you've had us read. And in family times, we'd go over a lot of things from the Bible as well as other things.
So for me, both of you have affected me in being a great example of how a marriage should be. For Daddy, you have taught me many things in the past 7 years. Financials, Bible teachings, and just how to better myself. Mommy, you've been a great example of how a mother and a wife should be. And I love all the things you teach me about plants and herbs and just all your knowledge that you have in the kitchen as well.
They helped us to get together because without their blessing and selling you on me, no, I'm just kidding. But without their blessing and also assistance with the paperwork and all that sort of thing, we probably never would have, who knows, been able to tie the knot properly. Or you would have at least first year been apart and that wouldn't have been fun.
I remember that time. That was a fun time. I think for me, this is cheesy, but like a huge deal for me. It's just the way they raised you. Because I live in that benefit every single day. So pretty big deal.
Well, they've impacted my life entirely because they're my parents. And so they impacted how I live, how I think, and the results that I have in my life. Obviously, as an adult, the results that I have now are up to me, but they impacted how everything played out.
For me, I would have to say they have impacted me the most through their teaching. So they've taught me so much about family, money, like priorities in life, in just a way that I've never been taught before. A lot of my life has been redefined by the way they've taught me to prioritize family and God in life.
By being good Christians, I guess, and having God in our life, because without that, it would have been different. And they basically instilled that in all of us that you should always be looking to see what's God's perspective and point of view on things, you know.
Yeah, that's for me too, like them growing us in a Christian household, and it's like a genuine faith and genuine relationship with the Lord, because then that influenced every part of how they parent, of how they do marriage and everything. And so you guys really like grew us in a home that was filled with love, that was filled with protection and safety, and then we were able to grow up and nurture our gifts and what God has called us to do and have freedom to do that in like a safe environment. And so that's really been a huge, because without Jesus we don't have anything. And so I'm very thankful that you guys taught us about him and showed us who he is.
The Christian thing, but also like wanting to help you out with your feelings.
Like making you feel loved?
Yeah.
So what is one of your favorite memories or moments with them?
I'm gonna have to say, it's kind of hard to say favorite memory, but I'd have to say that every time that we're together and we're cooking, we're eating amazing food, that is probably my favorite memory. It's just being together, eating food, cooking, having a good time, operative word, together.
For me, it's usually related around food, because we're always partying and everyone's in a better mood when they're eating food. So, and traveling. And when we go to Cuba, I remember there's this one memory when we all had pizzas and we had customized heart pizzas, at least the women did. And that's just something that sticks out to me because it's unique and different.
With Mama, I really enjoy sitting at lunchtime with her and just talking, really just learning about her life and how she grew up and things like that. I really find that special. And then with Daddy, I really enjoy, because we read, I mean, he reads way more books than I do, but sometimes we read the same books, and so whenever we talk about it and like see what each other's learning and stuff and learn from each other in that way. I really enjoy that.
I don't have a specific favorite moment. I think it's basically continual. It's like a lot of things, but probably one of the more enjoyable things for me, at least with Daddy, would be playing ping pong. Like he always says, thank you for playing, but really I think it's more me thanking him for playing, because he doesn't really need to play with me, and it's something I enjoy a lot. And then also like watching tennis or watching basketball, that's really enjoyable to do. And then with Mama, it's also like a continual thing. It's just like her being around, and like she's just happy to ask what you want or make you food or ask if you're okay. It's like Deborah said, it makes you understand and know that you're loved by your parents. So
I like with Mama when she likes to hug. Like sometimes I have like a really bad day at school and I feel like the world's over, and then Mama's just smiling there and she wants to like hug me and all that stuff, and it's helpful. And with Daddy, he just stares at you and talks a lot. That's nice, and he's smart, so you can learn stuff.
For Daddy, it is the missions trip we went on together alone, because normally David would go, and then aside from that, the whole family would go, or most of the family. But I remember one in particular where I just went alone with Daddy, and we went everywhere, and it was a lot of fun, and we did a lot more things that we normally didn't do as the whole group. And we saw that British guy, Cliff or whatever, and I still remember his car. It was like some orange crossover. But the one for Mommy is literally just Burlington shopping. I feel like that was our thing for a couple years. We'd always go together and shop for hours, every store, and we'd come back sometimes in the day, sometimes in the night after a mission, and her just showing me what stores to go, how to pick this, how to pick that. But we spent a lot of time alone doing that. So that's one of my most memorable moments with her that I love and appreciate.
For me, I would say my favorite memory is the 3 weeks that we spent together in Portugal and Serbia. It was just nice getting to spend so much time together in a more intimate setting.
For me, it's family time after Sunday, where we get to have a meal, but also be with each other under one roof, because it's a great reminder of what life is all about too, right? Faith and family. So that's for me my favorite.
I do like that. I did that with when I was growing up with my family. So
and it's an ongoing memory. So there's more future memories to be made.
I like also one of my best memories were also making a tea with Mama, like just taking leaves from her garden and just making it together. And then also one of the biggest things for me is also that I just get to talk in Serbian language with them, and I feel like we just kind of share that passion for the homeland, and they kind of give me that sense of a home with that, so that is kind of big for me.
Can you share a funny story about Mommy and Daddy?
The taxi one?
Oh, yeah. This is, I guess, a good testament to their marriage. Whenever Mommy always knows she's with Daddy. And so once they were in Dubai, and Daddy's filming, they're in a taxi, and they're in the Middle East. And Daddy asks Mommy, Liliana, where are you? And of all the places, she says, taxi. Because they literally were in a taxi and she was with him. That was the most important thing to her.
Oh, that's funny. I wish I was there.
I remember I wrote on my Facebook one time some sentence and then LOL, and they thought it was lots of love instead of laugh out loud.
Yeah. For me, it was gonna be when we first got married. I came over to your parents' house. Well, we came over to your parents' house, and your dad said, we're having vegetables tonight, spinach and garlic, and then brought me a plate of sausages, and obviously spinach and garlic sausages. And it just always, I love the sausages, but that always stands out to me, that memory specifically.
Not vegetarian.
Not vegetarian at all.
I think it was last year or 2 years, probably last year in Serbia, we got a baguette and I was telling Daddy, this is a baguette, and he kept calling, he was like, we got baguette. And I was like, that's not how you say it. And then he said, it's Serbian. I was like, I don't think that's how you say it in Serbian. So I searched it on Google Translate, and it was not Serbian either. And so basically he was just saying baguette as baguette, and just saying it wrong. Because sometimes he does say like certain words in like Austrian or German or Serbian or something, and so I'm saying, you're saying it wrong, but really he's not. He's just saying a different language. But that one was not a different language. He was just like, baguette, baguette, baguette. And then for Mama, I think it's like a funny story. Just her spelling is funny to me. Like when I was younger, she would write on her plants like green beans, but instead of writing green, G-R-E-E-N, she would write grin, G-R-I-N, so she'd write grin beans. Or when she writes her food shopping list for me, I can overall read it, but there's just like certain words I'm like, you're writing in your own language, Mama.
In my opinion, it's either I've evolved or they've evolved over time, and they like my jokes, so that's nice. They both laugh at them.
Yeah.
And they seem to, Mommy and Daddy, you guys seem to be more like relatable to all of us. You just understand us better over time. At least that's how I feel since I've gotten older. And it didn't feel like that when I was younger, but it's nice. Yeah.
The funny moment for me is when you guys are laughing and you guys go, like, I go, "Šta ti radiš, bre?" And I call you guys grandpa and grandma, and you guys laugh super hard, and then, yeah.
Nice.
Funny story about Mommy and Daddy. So this happened a lot of times, but one time Daddy kind of screamed and he was upstairs in his room, and Mommy panicked and ran upstairs to the rescue with first aid kit or whatever she needed, but not the dish soap, because we found out later it was just stained shirt, and it was like the end of the world scream for him. And that's a pretty funny story that I remember.
What qualities in their relationship do you desire to emulate in your own marriage?
Daddy.
What?
Whoa.
He's smart and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And Mama, she laughs. So I need that.
Have a husband that's smart and you want to be a joyous wife?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
And then we love each other.
Yeah.
And we're 100 years married, and I'm still laughing.
From Daddy's side, I would say this past few years, it's just like it probably was always there. The way he treated Mama, like with love and took care of her, but it's just been way more evident to me, at least the past few years, especially this past year. Just this, like when you say your vows in marriage and you say like for better, for worse, richer, for poor, like for Daddy, like 100% like embodies that, what it's supposed to be, like how God loves the church. And I think that's an important thing that I would need to do in my marriage. And then for Mama, just how she's like so respectful and honorable to Daddy, and she's like a good partner to him. So finding a wife that's like that it makes like sense to me. So.
For me, I think there's three things that like I want to emulate. The first is to love each other. Like Josh was saying, it's very unconditional kind of love that they have for each other, and in that is also forgiveness too, because like, well, growing up with siblings, you know that there's like little things that are like little fights that you really don't need to be upset about, and like you could hold a grudge, but you learn to forgive and just move on from that. And I've seen in their marriage, but also other marriages, like that's carries on into that too. It's, you're not siblings, but like you're human, so we can get into little arguments or something like that, and then forgiveness is really big to continue to move forward in a loving relationship too. And then the third is also to have like a mission mindset, because if you're married and you don't have a mission, it's like, what are you guys being married for? And that's really strong in your guys' marriage. Daddy's like a major leader in that, and then Mama's also completely supportive behind that. And so I want to make sure that when I'm married, like that I'm missions focused in terms of making sure that me and my husband are like, we're doing things that are good for us, but also good for our children, and also effective for the kingdom, and so that there's purpose in that.
There's a lot, but I think we can, for me at least, summarize or boil it down to two things: love and respect. You don't get to 40 years of marriage without having those two things in line properly. And I think that comes from you guys putting God first in your marriage. So what I'd like to emulate is putting God first in our marriage and showing the proper love and unconditional love to Renee and respect in our lives so that we can do the same.
Same for that, but I'd also say that I desire to have a very closeness with you after having many children and many memories to share with them.
I think for me it's thoughtfulness of prayer and word, because that leads decision making and is the biggest foundation to successful marriage, life, happiness, and wealth, spiritually, emotionally,
Yes.
financially.
And I mean, 40 years of marriage, I think that says it all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's amazing.
For me, I would have to say that it would be the way you guys have prioritized family. You've taught me that you can build a life that is centered around the people you love and around God, and that you don't have to be limited by work or where you work or money, but that God can always give you a creative way to meet the most important needs. So definitely I've learned like working from home, prioritizing relationships, prioritizing children when we one day have children. I hope that we can raise our kids the way you guys have raised your kids.
For me, it's in terms of the relationship is emulating the complete comfortableness together and just, I guess, the togetherness and doing things and liking each other more and being able to be themselves.
Do you have any final words of encouragement?
I would say, Mama, Tata, volimo vas puno. Hvala. Hvala za što ste mi dali vašeg lepog sina. I think that's the biggest blessing that you could have given me, and I'm truly grateful for that.
And I think Daddy and Mommy, but more so Daddy, you always joke how one of the nice things about being grandparents is seeing the red lights. That means the kids pick up the grandkids after you've been with them for a while. So 40 years married, Lord willing, now you'll be going to be seeing more of those red lights, meaning spending more time with your grandchildren.
Yes.
So.
Keep it up.
We love you. We're so grateful for you. We love spending time with you. We're grateful for your teaching, everything you've done for us. And we just look forward to keep spending more time together, enjoying life, eating food.
My final words of encouragement is really just to say that to keep on doing what it is that you guys are doing, because you guys don't have 40 years of marriage just like that. It requires God, and it requires loving each other, and it requires hard work and all those things. And so just to encourage you that you guys are doing an awesome thing. It's created so much stability for us too, as children too, in our lives. And yeah, we're just so thankful for you both, and thankful for how much you love us too, because we wouldn't be where we are without you guys.
Final words would just be to say thank you to both you guys, because you guys have been good parents to us, like better than we deserve really. And you guys have always made sure to communicate that you love us, and you love each other, which makes it easier for us to grow up and become good people ourselves. So yeah, just thank you for that. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for loving each other and being happy together.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice when you guys still like each other, and that's cool. It's a good thing to have, so like, keep it up.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
Congratulations on 40 years. It's very commendable. Going on another 40, Lord willing.
We love you, Daddy and Mommy. Happy 40th anniversary. Yay!
We love you.
We love you.
Happy anniversary.
Volimo vas. Ciao.
So, first question is, in what ways have Mommy and Daddy impacted your life the most?
Okay, now we gotta go.
With Daddy, it is one of...
We love you, Daddy and
Being Christian, them being Christian.
I'll go see that. Okay.